Hey guys, Chef Wukan here. How are you today? Just remember my motto is Chef Wukan, you can too. So everything that I'm making for you on YouTube, it's very easy for you to do just as well. All right, it's very easy and simple. Nothing complicated. I'm not giving you ingredients to buy that you can't find anyplace. It's all stuff that you can find online. You can go to Amazon. You can go to Saywee, SAYWEEE.com, and they may be able to deliver for you. That's an Asian e-commerce site, or your local Asian store in your neighborhood. All right. Well, the weather's kind of going crazy today, and basically, just want to show you a very simple noodle dish. I know that one of the famous noodles that came down from New York was chow fun. Those are the rice noodles, the extra wide noodles. But we're going to make something pretty close to that. We're going to go in Thailand today, and one of the national dishes, pad thai. All right, and basically, we don't have fresh noodles, so we have to buy the dried, translucent noodles, and we basically boil it until it's al dente. And you just have to taste it and taste the texture and know that if it's not overly cooked, not underly cooked, it's perfect. Take it out of the hot water and rinse it on the cold water to rinse out any additional starch there may be. And set it in a strainer and let it drain. All right? That's the noodles, right? The other item that we're going to use today, the main ingredient, is fish sauce. This is 3 crabs fish sauce. And I'm telling you that because if you go to an Asian market, basically you're going to have tons of shelves with tons of various types of fish sauce, and you don't even know which to choose. But with Chef Wukan, 3 crabs fish sauce is quality fish sauce. You may pay a little bit more, but you'd rather be better off with it than the other fish sauces. The other item is tamarind sauce. This is sort of like a pungent, sourish flavor. It comes from the tamarind seed. They squeeze it, they extract all the juice, and they have it in a container. This should be refrigerated. The fish sauce does not have to be refrigerated. And the last item, if you're very concerned about sugar, which primarily I am because I'm a diabetic, I use Stevia Monk fruit. And this can be found in your local store in the bakery aisle. Now, as you go to the bakery aisle, you'll see that a couple of the shelves in the bakery aisle that show sugar, Stevia Monk fruit is taking up a lot of space because it's been very popular, okay? And it's good for you. It's a natural sweetener. It's not like the Sweet and Low, NutraSweet, Splendor that are artificial, and they have lots more effects on your body than the Stevia Monk fruit, okay? So today, we're going to have sauces, and we're going to have the bean sprout. Bean sprout is an integral part of pad thai. It gives it that nice crunch. We're going to add a little bit of color with some chopped up fresh scallion. And today, we're going to use chicken. This is a chicken breast that has been butterflied, cut into small slices, marinated, and then we add a little bit of baking soda. And we mix it very well with our hands to let all the flavors penetrate the chicken breast and letting the baking soda break down the muscle in the chicken breast. So you're going to get a texture that's a little bit more palatable than just a regular chicken breast, because when chicken breast cooks, it gets tougher, and in Asian cooking and the majority of the public, they don't want to work on chewing a tough piece of chicken breast. They want to make it very tender, and baking soda is the way to do it. So if you're going to try that, start with a little bit, right? The thinner the slice, the less you need. The thicker the slice, the little bit more that you need. Marinate it, put it in the fridge with all the other marinades. The marinade is thin soy sauce, garlic powder, white pepper, little wine, little Shaoxing wine, and basically a little cornstarch to coat it, to seal in all that flavor. And then we keep it in the refrigerator for like 15 minutes, and then it'll be in perfect condition. Okay, so let's start. All right, so we're going to turn on the stove, butane stove. I'm using a high carbon steel wok. High carbon steel wok you can use at high temperature. This is very similar to the cast iron skillet, right? It has to be seasoned, but the good thing is after each use, you're going to get a natural non-stick surface, right? So you can afford to use high. The current non-stick pans, you should use it at medium, and even though they say it's granite and ceramic, the non-stick part of it still have to be sprayed on. So you're always going to get a little bit of particles in our system, and once you ingest it, it's never going to leave our bodies, okay? Now, I'd recommend you watching Dark Waters on Netflix, and they'll tell you the story about non-stick, all right? So, we're going to add the oil, and we use olive oil, or extra virgin olive oil. It's natural. All the other olive oils are processed. You don't want processed olive oils. We add about a little bit of less than a quarter cup of olive oil. And even though they say it has a high flash point, for our purposes, when we heat up the oil, it's not that much time that's going to leave it alone that's going to smoke up. We're going to add the stuff in. We're going to add an egg. All right? So we'll just add it and I'll show you, okay? All right, so. So we'll just take out the egg. It's a natural non-stick surface. See, it didn't stick. The majority of time will be based on preparation. But we'll add the chicken. We'll add a little bit of olive oil. You may want to use avocado oil as an alternative also. So we're constantly stirring it. So the chicken, you're going to get a nice flavor, and you're going to get a very tender piece of chicken breast. And the reason why you stir frying it is because you want all the ingredients to be evenly cooked. Okay. Now consider the fact that you still have to make the noodles, add the vegetables, and so basically cook it to 95%, even though you add a little baking soda to break down the chicken muscle. So this will never get tough, but you still don't want to test it because God knows what they're treating the chicken breast with these days. Right? Just keep on stir frying it, evenly cooked. then as we add the noodles, you may not like the pale color, so we may want to add some Lee Gum Gay dark soy sauce. So it's technically not soy sauce, it's more of a caramel coloring. The recipe does call for lime juice. Well, I didn't get lime, I'm using lime juice. And we have peanuts, crushed peanuts. The chicken's ready. So take out the chicken. I rinse the container so there'll be no cross-contamination. Now, whenever we make noodles, like pad thai or lo mein, the noodles are going to naturally stick, and we don't want it to stick. All right, so we may have to add a little bit more oil, but just remember the fact that we're using a olive oil base. Even if we ingest it, it's going to be good for us. And we just basically switch around, exposing it to oil so it breaks up, don't stick, separates a little bit. And we can add a little bit more. You don't have to worry about the olive oil. Okay. So now we'll add back the chicken. We'll add the egg. We'll add the scallion. Basically, we'll mix it all together. Now remember, I'm using a butane stove, so I'm not getting the maximum heat that I really want. So that will factor in a lot. Okay. Notice I didn't use the bean sprouts because bean sprouts will get done very quickly. Okay. So we'll basically grab the tongs, try to break it up a little bit. Okay. And make sure all the ingredients are tossed together. Okay. Now, here we go. So we want 50-50 of fish sauce, along with the Stevia Monk fruit. Now, if you don't like Stevia Monk fruit and you want to use brown sugar, you can. And the same goes when we add the tamarind sauce. Have to mix it up. And we'll add about 2, 3. So you want to get a nice balance of flavors. Okay? So we'll mix it, combine it. Now as noodles get subjected to the heat, it will loosen. As it absorbs a little bit of the oil, it will be non-stick. The noodles won't be problem sticking together, right? We got nice chunks of chicken, right? Now, if we want to add a little color, we can. You don't have to. You start off with a little bit at a time until you get your desired color. It has the components of soy sauce, but it's not used directly as soy sauce, even though it says it. It's premium dark soy sauce. Okay. So you might want to add a little bit more. it gives a nice caramel color, a nice richness to the noodles. Okay. So you see the addition of the noodles and the sauces, it takes up a little bit more time. Now we're going to add bean sprouts. Now, as far as how much you want to add, that's really up to you, but I love bean sprouts. And it's a good thing. So mix it in. The heat will cook the bean sprouts right away. Now when we serve it, we'll serve it with a little lemon, a little lime juice on the side with the crushed nuts, crushed peanuts, and that's a meal in itself. It's that quick, that easy. All right. You want to basically fold it in. Now we're going to test it. It's very important that we test the flavor. Too many people follow the recipe and they never test it. Okay? So add a little bit more sugar. And I'll tell you this, you may think it's a lot of sugar, but we were down in West Palm Beach a couple years ago. We went to a Thai restaurant. We ordered pad Thai. And the pad Thai came out, and it was so sweet. And the owner said, that's how we eat it in Thailand. So I said, well, I can imagine what the dental bill would be. But that's basically, you know, ethnic Thai pad Thai. Obviously, they can't do that in America, because people would get very upset. So they have to limit the amount of sugar that they put in it. So I got the salty, the sweet, a little bit more sweet. Just toast it around. And there you have it. Homemade pad Thai. Snood it. Got it. If you don't like that much sugar, you don't have to put it. It's up to you. Show you what it looks like. Here you go. Fresh chicken pad Thai from Thailand, the national dish. So, how do we eat it? Well, we sprinkle some peanuts on top. You could do it obviously portion control. And then we'll drizzle a little bit of lime juice on top. And that's it. This is good stuff. For Saturday night, just the day before Father's Day, would make a great Father's Day gift, meal for Dad. So instead of chicken breast, you can use shrimp, and he would appreciate this. This is delicious. So, there you go. I just want to let you know that I'll be doing more of these videos. I won't be doing short videos anymore. I'll be emphasizing to my regular clientele that they'd like to know the step-by-step process of cooking these items. And basically, during the time that I've been away, I wrote a book, It's on Amazon Prime Books, the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook, right? And I wrote a kid's book, Ramen Warriors, the Doggy Rescuers. That's a kid book from the ages of 12 to 15, and that will be a series. And that's basically what I've been doing. So I hope you enjoy this video. Put your comments and give me a thumbs up. And I look forward to doing another video. And I just want to say aloha from the great state of Maryland. Chef Wu can, you can too. Aloha. And I just want to show you, if you didn't think it was me, a little bit of the noodles. Delicious. Thank you. Come back, tell your friends, and I'll have another one for you, okay? Bye-bye.